Hi guys, I am here with the little bitty baby Platinum Scout. Now you might be wondering, Nance, why do you need another machine? I don't need another machine, okay? I got this for two reasons, and I did buy this one. Spellbinders sent me the other one as being part of the design team, but I bought this one for two reasons. One, for my daughter Leah, who is 11 and she does crafting with me, but two, as my job, I am on the road a lot. In fact, I am leaving here in about an hour for a week-long trip for my job. I will be in a hotel for a week, so I will take some stamps and inks and dyes with me, and I thought this is perfect to take with me while I'm in the hotel at night. I can get some design team stuff done. I don't need to take a big Platinum with me. I can take the little Scout with me. So let me unbox this and show you guys. It came just in time. So you get your registration, which gives you the warranty. You also get a little coupon towards your next purchase. But it is basically the same as the regular Spellbinders. It is just in smaller format. So we are cutting those smaller dies. So it comes with your little For You leaves and flowers. It comes with smaller cutting plates. It is the universal system. So you're going to get your base. You're going to get your embossing folders, your cutting plates, and so on. We're going to get in that. There is a little bit of assembly required. Let's do all of that. And oh my gosh, it's so little. It's so stinking cute. Oh, and it's super light. Oh, this is definitely going in the car with me. So let's move all of this out of the way. And it's going to work with all of your dies from all of the other companies. Okay, so I don't need to worry about, hey, is this going to work with, my Spellbinder stuff? Is it going to work with my Gina K stuff? It's going to work with my Hero Art stuff. It's going to work with everything. Look how tiny. Just for comparison, here is the regular one that Spellbinder sent me. Look how tiny this little guy is. It is perfect, okay? It doesn't have a handle on it because it's so little. I'm just going to throw this in my little craft bag. It's going to be perfect for me to take in the hotel. I don't have to take this one with me. All right. So what do I need to even assemble? Is this just extra parts? I think this is just extra parts in case I lose anything. It's already assembled. You guys, they just sent extra parts just so you have them. I don't need to assemble anything. Fabulous. We can get right to work here. So I'm literally just packing up my bag and taking some stamps and some dies and some inks, some blending brushes, and I'm ready to go. It even comes with a little embossing folder. More and more companies are coming out with these slimline embossing folders. This is a 3D embossing folder, even better. So same instructions the way you use the regular size. I can't get over how stinking cute this is. And it is the same color, shimmery purple. Has the beautiful flowers on the front and the sides, the back. This is a perfect gift for somebody who maybe doesn't do a lot of crafting. Maybe they have limited space on crafting. They're just a card maker and they just want to start out with crafting. Maybe you have somebody who's going away to college, and they don't have a lot of space and they just want to do it in their dorm room just for fun. Somebody who's older that's moved into a community that just has, again, small spaces. They don't have room for something super heavy. This is so cute. So you have your base platform A. That always goes first. A is first, okay? You have your cutting plates. So you have and you will be able to buy extra plates. These are dispensable, disposable plates, okay? So they have little paper here. You don't need paper, okay? So you have platform B. And then you have your cutting plate C, which they are purple as well. And then you have your other cutting plate C. So what we would do to cut is you're going to put your paper, your die, and then your top cutting plate. Now, you want to make sure that whatever you're cutting is always facing the direction that you're cutting. You don't want anything perpendicular because that's what causes speed bumps and it makes it harder to cut. So you want to kind of face it parallel to the direction you're cutting, okay? And then that's all you do is run that through and it will cut it. It is normal to hear clicking and cranking and rank creaks and things like that when you are cutting. All right. Now, when you are embossing, all of your instructions, by the way, are here. They're all on there. It's nice that it's on there. If you wanted to do 3D embossing, they give you a little embossing folder. Let me take this out of the little plastic bag here. And you know it's embossing folder because it says 3D for a 3D embossing folder. Now, everything is designed to fit in this little, it's like a 3-inch space here. Let me measure this for you and tell you exact. Yep, 3 inches, okay? So, let's cut a little piece of, do I have a little piece of scrap paper here? And you want to spritz that or moisten that piece of paper with a little bit of water. Let me use my little Spellbinders trim, my new little favorite trimmer here. Let's just cut this to 3 inches. Leave that out because I'm going to take that with me too. A little bit of water just to spritz that to loosen the fibers. Just a quick little spritz. You don't want it too wet. Put that in there and you just do plate A, your embossing folder with your paper, and then plate D for 3D. D on top. And I put that paper kind of in the middle. Folded part of the embossing folder is always at the top. And then just kind of run that through. Oh my gosh, so easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Look at that. How easy was that? How cute. Okay, now let's say we want to die cut something. We have a plate. All the instructions are on here. It tells you here. How do you build a standard embossing folder? That's just if you want to do a regular embossing folder. How to build a 3D embossing folder. You just do A plate and D plate. How do you die cut something? How do you do a cutting sandwich? Now, if you want to do dry embossing is if you wanted to have a special die and it leaves like an intricate shape around there. Then you use the this little rubber embossing mat. This is an extra shim. I very rarely have had to use this extra shim, but it's there. If you have like some older dies or some generic dies that maybe don't cut, then you would kind of use this extra shim. But I very rarely have to use that. The most that I use is the cutting, which are your cutting plates here. Again, these are dispensable. I like to keep one clear and use one for cutting. And you want to flip it over as you cut with it. And I use the 3D embossing. Those are the ones I use the most. Very rarely do I use these two. And they will have these that you'll be able to buy extra ones. I don't ever recommend people putting them in the oven or using hot water, and they're dispensable. You guys are usually around $10 or so to buy new ones. And you won't have to do that for several. But just show you, these are the ones that they come with. But let me grab some of my other standard dies to cut with. Now you won't be able to use regular size embossing folders, but there are, like I said, a lot of companies coming out with the new slim lines, you know, which are generally 3 1/4, 3 1/2 inch slim lines. So that's why they came out with this. But most of the time we're just doing regular die cutting, tags and things like that. So for example, we have the new Lisa Horton set that just came out, and these are, you know, stamping and die cutting. But all of these shapes and sizes, you know, you can cut several at a time. So we would have our A and our B down, and then we need one of our clear cutting plates down. Here we go. Our very first cut, and then we're just going to grab a piece of paper here. Look at that. That's even cut to the right purple paper there. So let's just say I cut out a smile, and then I want a different color here for the background. We'll do that one first. Then we put our top cutting plate on top. And I'm just going to kind of hold it. And you can use a piece of tape if you want to use a piece of tape to hold that to make sure everything doesn't move. Run that through. Oh, look at that. It popped right out. That's how smooth that is. Cut right through. And then if I wanted to use a piece of black paper to cut, looks like I already cut smile out of there once, the background. Now you can flip this over if you wanted to make sure your plates stayed nice and even, but I use one plate, like I said, as my cutting plate, and I keep one as my clear plate. So that's the first layer of smile. I'm going to cut the second layer, and I just flip my bottom plate. I'm going to keep this as my clear plate. I have A plate down, B plate down, C plate. And so I've cut 2 layers out of that. So you see how easy it is to do the 3D embossing folder and the die cut. So very simple, very easy to do with that. So if you are looking for a modular, very easy to take with you, no electric needed, very easy to use, I would look into the Platinum Scout. Again, you can't do anything super large, like you can't do very large frame dies with this. Here is the new scallop, label, tag, and etch dies. So I can't do any of the larger tags with this, but I can do, you know, a fair amount of the smaller ones on here. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sizes up before it gets too big. So I can't do the last 4 sizes. Yeah, I can't do the last. So the last 4 sizes, I would have to go up to the larger regular size Platinum to get to that. But again, if you are a card maker, normally by then you're going to need to grab your paper trimmer out. But that's a pretty nice size to be able to do that. So just to give you another option again for traveling, that is pretty good for me to do smaller die cuts, to be able to cut out my florals, my sentiments, and things like that. And I don't normally do, you know, for me to do my card making, to do my sentiments, to do my smaller items, I can do all my backgrounds when I get home or do them ahead of time. But you can see how easy this is. So go check it out if you are interested. This is the Platinum Scout. Comes in this shimmer lilac. Comes with everything you need to get started right out of the box. No assembly needed. Ready to go. Beautiful lilac shimmer. You can get it from Spellbinders, Spellbinders UK, or any Spellbinder retailer near you. I will have the links down below. And again, you get all of the shims, the Universal Platinum System, which is A, B, 2 of the cutting plates, which are C in the beautiful lilac. And again, you get the D, which is the 3D adapter plate. You get the thin Mylar F shim, and you get the E, which is the embossing mat if you want to do dry embossing. You get a mini slimline 3D embossing folder, and then you get your first set of dies, which say for you, and these all cut out for you. And of course you get the machine, and you get the warranty paperwork, which you're going to want to fill out and send in to Spellbinders. That will also get you registration for the machine, so you get the warranty with that, and you get a $5 coupon from Spellbinders as well. If you have any questions, post them down below, and make sure you join my group Foiling Snobs Club as well if you want to learn more about foiling or any paper crafting. We're a wonderful community. We have almost 10,000 members in our community where we will embrace you and do all kinds of paper crafting and things like that, but we welcome your creativity. We're just a fun, loving, warm group and want to see anything that you have with your crafting. We are there to support you in all things paper crafting. And if you had fun watching this video, give me a thumbs up, and I would love to have you a subscriber. Just click the bottom right hand corner, and you can click the bell if you want to get notifications whenever I post new videos. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one. Bye bye.